What's up, everybody? It's me, Feather. Welcome to, well, Get Feathered. It is time for a Gemini deep dive. We're going to talk about what's going on in your love life. So, let's get to it. Let's talk about it. All right? It doesn't matter where Gemini is at in your chart. If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Don't force it to fit. Move on. Watch something else. If it causes you some emotional pushback, walk away from it. Okay? So let's go ahead. Thank you so much for your likes, shares, subscribes, donations, love, requests for reads, for coming and hanging out with me. If you're here during the live, thumbs up, click the live chat button down below, and let's talk about it. All right, Geminis. Let's drop into the reading screen. There we are. There we are. All right, let's talk about it. So what we're going to do in this deep dive for this round of readings, we're talking about what's going on in your love life. So we're going to see where you're sitting at in the first column in regards to your love life. This may be things that you're doing, some thoughts that you're having, some things that may need to be addressed. You never know what's going to show up. In the second column, we'll talk about what's something that you can do to improve your relationships moving forward. So if you're in a relationship, if you're not, whatever. And then any additional information that may want to show up for us, okay? That may be something that you're currently dealing with, something that you might be dealing with soon, something like that, okay? So let's do this thing. Geminis, how y'all doing today? Hey, everybody in the shadows. All right, let's talk about it. Where is Gemini? Thank you. Ooh, we got 10 of coins. All right, that's a good place to be at in regards to love. You know what you want. La Unique, how are you doing, beautiful? How have you been? Hey, Redbeard. Redbeard's here. Something that you need to do to improve. All is well, baby doll. All is well. Temperance for what you might need to do. And something moving forward. Something that we need to dive into first is this 10 of Pentacles, baby. I like this 10 of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. You got Chariot energy here. Oh. We're not necessarily talking about whom you might be dealing with. They may show up in this reading. But with the 10 of Pentacles here, you want a support system above all else. You want a family. You want a something that's supportive, something that's long-term. I mean, maybe you're married. Maybe you're in a long-term relationship already. But this energy is so good. Of course, we're going to deep dive on this, but I love the feeling of the 10 of Pentacles. It says, you know, I want a supportive environment. I want a supportive, support system. This is in all relationships, friendships, familyships, any connections that you have in life. And of course, with intimacy, intimate relationships. 10 Pentacles, good. You're saying, I want somebody to participate in being a part of my support system. I want them to be a team player. Hello, Mia. Tell me about, for Geminis, this 10 of Pentacles, where they're at in regards to love. You know it. You ain't even question it. You know it. You know it. You know it. You know it. You 100% know, for sure, without a doubt, what you want. You want a partnership that is going to span the test of time. You want something that is unique to you and the other person. A team player, a teammate, somebody that's going to be a part of your support system long term. Like, you come into my reality and we blend. We have the family life, we have children, we live together. The traditional, we make it work. We do all of the things together. We are established and we go the distance. We run the ball for as long as we can. And you know this. Not only do you know this, the 10 of Pentacles does include love and money. includes, family, friendships. You want a well-established and blended connection if you don't already have it. You're saying, I know this for sure, Feather. Let me tell you right now, that is correct. Okay, I ain't even doubting it, not one bit. And there better be reciprocated love, baby. Some of you are looking for a soulmate, okay? You definitely want reciprocated love, and you want somebody to be a partner. That's, you know, it doesn't matter if somebody makes more money than you or you make more money than them. It's more about the support. When I can't, you can. When I am not able to, you will. So this is being able to pick up the kids after school if you're running late from work, or if you're sick or you're out of town they are your, what is that word? Like they pick you up when you're down. Should they have to? No, but this is somebody that you would want to, this is the real deal thing. This is that, you've got friendships, you've got family ships, you're blended, you spend time together, you raise the kids, you do the things, you have the families get along, the friends, you have very strong ties to your community, to your family, to your support system, and you're like, this person needs to be a part of that or want that too. And they better love me the way that I love them. Okay. You know what you want. I'm talking to Geminis that know what they want. Have you written it down? Damn. Stop. I'm talking to Geminis that you know what you want. You may not have it yet. You may not have it yet. Some of you may. But you're saying Four of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Judgment. I've already made this decision. This decision it's here. I had to learn some sort of lessons to get to this point. But I learned the lessons. Not only did you learn the lessons, the next card at the top of the deck is Devil Reverse. So there was something toxic that was in the way, or someone toxic that was in the way. Okay, could have been Capricorn, Aries, Leo, Sag. Doesn't have to be. But you were in your head about this person. Maybe you were angry at love. Maybe you were angry at your partner. Maybe you just, whatever this was unhealthy. Okay, some of you could have been very promiscuous or dealing with somebody who was, or you were a third party at some point. You said, I'm cutting loose the chains. Nope, not doing it no more. You've made this decision and you're saying, I want a stable home life. I want marriage. I want partnership. I want to celebrate life with someone. I want something meaningful. I'm talking to myself here. I love this energy. Genesis here. Hey, baby. Happy holidays. This is real deal. This is like, I got the pentacle in my hand. I'm ready. I'm slow. I'm stable. I'm ready. I'm ready to take it easy and move towards this when it's time. Some of you had some unhealthy habits, or you were dealing with somebody that, and it's already behind you. The worst is over, but it wasn't a great. So this could have been an epiphany. Thank you. You held on pretty long to this one. And you're in the process of healing now. And in your healing phase, you're actually releasing this. This was somebody that may have been emotionally immature. They weren't on your level emotionally. They may not have even wanted love. They may have been very unapologetic for what they did. Don't know. But you're saying, I'm letting this go. I'm letting the tower burn. I'm avoiding this person or this devil, whatever that was. and you are in your healing phase right now. So I don't see that you're in a relationship. This 10 of Pentacles is that you're not in an established relationship. I'm talking to Geminis that know, because of what they've experienced prior to this moment, what they do want. And that is what life experiences are all about. What didn't work? What didn't you like? Let's not focus on it, but at least be able to say, hey, universe, that's not at all what I'm looking for. Not at all. Let's do something better. But saying to yourself, these are the manifestations that I want in regards to love. Did you pick up my book, Oh, Please Be Your Own Hero? It's right back there. The link is in the description. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it digitally. Start reading it today, or have it printed and sent to you. This is, you know exactly what you're wanting in a partnership. Whether you both participate in give into the situation, you want it in the 3D. You want you're like, I don't need somebody to do it all for me. I want a partner that's going to do it with me. This is an all-encompassing spiral here. You're saying they should be a team player and give to me just as it's like, I just want my equal. Just bring me that person. They don't have to make as much or more, but they have to be a person that is going to give the support that I give, that gives the love that I give. 11:11. All right. Hey, Sabrina, how you doing? Happy holidays, babe. This is big deal. This is big deal energy. And you're saying, as long as it takes, I'm ready for it. As long as it takes, I'm ready for it. Tell me. 10 of Pentacles. So here's the deal. Okay. So now we've gotten down to the nitty gritty. Okay. You are telling me it's time for a change. Okay. So some of you may have gone through a divorce. Some of you dealt with people that were not interested in entertaining or investing in long-term situations or marriage. Okay. Some of you may want a long-term relationship, but without the actual marriage license kind of deal. Okay. And yeah, you're ready for love. You really want it. Some of you had big love for people that didn't stand up for, I told you that devil. Sometimes that can be our own fears in regards to commitment. Sometimes it can be other people's fears in regards to commitment. Sometimes it could be obsession. It could be doubts, fears, worries, concerns, insecurities, obsession. It could be drug addiction, any kind of addictions. What else? Limiting beliefs. Whatever the devil is for you. It could be anything that holds you down or holds you back. Okay. So what I'm seeing is there was, you're refusing to be confused anymore about love. You're like, no, love shouldn't hurt. It shouldn't be toxic. It shouldn't hurt. It shouldn't be confusing. Someone should choose me, and I'm choosing love. Some of you had people that were not investing in these devils. Some of you kept repeating cycles with persons or situations where there was no reciprocation, or they would barely reciprocate. They would barely invest, and those investments weren't leading to traditional marriage or traditional relationship. They weren't establishing a connection that could go the distance, that would stand the test of time. Some of them, it was against your morals and values to be involved with them to begin with. whatever. Was that your own addictions or your own behaviors, behavioral patterns, or someone else's? It doesn't matter. Just letting you know what you're coming from, which helped you determine without a doubt that you're ready to change something here. And you're saying, I choose love. I choose love over whatever that was, whatever those things are. I choose to love myself. And in loving myself, I'm separating myself and cutting ties with this Ace of Swords, seeing clearly that that devil energy is no longer for me, or those things or situations I'm not chained to those anymore. And it's like you all of a sudden, once you make this, you have this epiphany or you have this realization, it's like it's like you just stand up. It's like you stand up. What does that mean? That means you put in some strong boundaries right there, because you're ready for a change. You're ready for the wheel to spin. And basically you're saying, I'm telling the universe, I'm commanding the universe to spin for me, because that or those things I'm tired of being chained to. I love that energy. It's so bold. Okay. Because what's happening is, you know that you've been wanting marriage or a traditional relationship, something that you can depend on, a support system. And it's like your support system or these connections just keep evading you. Okay. It's like they're just out of reach, or you feel rejected by a lot of you may not have a lot of support in your life. Maybe you don't have a huge support system or a lot of support system, or your support system doesn't support you, okay, in the way that you do. So this is friends, family, your environment, okay, your community, whatever it is. And for a lot of you, that's very deflating. You're exhausted by it emotionally. A lot of you overgive to your friends, your family, your children, your relationships, and that's a major out of balance situation where you don't receive for the energy that you put out. You don't receive that reciprocation. And I believe that's you either getting rid of, it's like you're leaving behind, you're cutting off the fat, so to say, on this steak of life, You're just like, let me shave off that fat and let me just focus on the steak. And I mean, this could be anybody in your environment, family, friends, children, partnerships. And that creates a feeling of rejection when you overgive to certain persons or certain situations, maybe even relationships. Let's say that. Like you really give of yourself to your support system, or you have in the past, and that didn't give back to you. Maybe you were married, or maybe you were in another long-term relationship prior to this moment here, where you just gave and you gave and you gave, and it never gave back to you in the same way. And you're saying it's got to be the same way this time. So you're looking at, or you've looked at, and you're addressing what needs to be cut out of your life, or whom it is, so that you can have the relationship you truly do desire in the way that you want it. And that is so boss right there. And that's what you did. So you give in situations so much, and it causes you to lose confidence in yourself, or to lose that motivation for a relationship, because maybe you just had a baby, or maybe you lost a family member, or you even went through a divorce or something. Those kinds of situations are big lifetime, long-term stressors. Okay. So you could have been going through some sort of, depression, the blues, not really feeling your heart space, not really wanting to effort or to even have the energy to date or to be a part of much. Well, whatever happens in those situations, it leaves you feeling emotionally just in a blah state or an emotional funk, and you're just like, I just don't even want to. Even though I want it, I don't want it at the same time. I don't want to participate in my community. I don't want to participate in a relationship. I really don't. And that's okay. Because at some point you've made a decision that you still do want a 10 of Pentacles. But this 10 of Pentacles that you're wanting now, you're wanting it to be emotionally meaningful. You're wanting it to be reciprocated in the heart space. Maybe you had the 10 of Pentacles, but it didn't give to you emotionally in the way that you gave to it. And it left you depleted in the end. Maybe it was a friendship or friends with benefits or something like that. I don't know what you dealt with prior to this, but it leaves you kind of feeling in a, let's just say you don't feel confident, you don't feel secure, you don't feel sure, you don't feel inspired, you feel kind of bored. In this energy, it's just like the the balloon popped, or it didn't pop so much as the balloon and the excitement you had for a long-term relationship just over time just fizzled out and lost the air. It's like a balloon that loses its air over time. Like a month later, you come back and that balloon is like this big and it's all wrinkly and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's like your confidence. You took a big confidence hit, or you just really have lacked the motivation to really, or the passion and desire for a connection. I mean, it's just like, I really don't want a relationship because something happened prior to this moment. And I don't know how long ago, but it had a toxic element to it, an unhealthy element with the devil there. And when you finally make that decision to cut ties with that and break those chains with whatever that was, what's up? How you doing? What now, Wanda? Hey, Kim and Vinny. This is being let go of. You're releasing this energy. You're cutting ties with this energy. Whatever it was. Whomever, whatever that was. I believe this energy is yours. We're talking about you. So it's like, whatever. Maybe you just haven't met the right person. And it's just like one relationship after the other, and you're just like, God, I'm just done. You know, the options that I've had in love haven't been great. And it just makes you lose your lunch, or it makes you just not want to deal with it. But you are regaining a personal strength here. Y'all don't mind the nails. I've got cuts and nails and missing polish. It's been a holiday. We go into the spa soon. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying. Okay? It's been a holiday. So, this is a beautiful energy where you're saying, you know what? I have standards. And I'm not going to go for that shit anymore. I'm not going to put myself through that anymore. I'm not going to feel that anymore. It's already depleted me and made me feel small, smaller than small. And I'm tired of playing it small. It's time to go big or go home. And I'm not only going big, but I'm spinning this wheel. And as I spin the wheel, that devil energy is flying out of here. Let's run the devil over with this wheel of fortune. It is time for me to have what I want. Blam. That is power energy. You're standing up for yourself. You're raising your bar. You're raising your standards. And you're holding your ground firmly and yet compassionately saying, you know what? That may not have worked for me. But that's okay. I can have what I want in the way that I want it. And I will. And even if it takes time, no matter how much time, I will get what I want in a relationship. Got some bold Geminis up in here today. Woo! Ric Flair on 3. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Yes, yes. Ric Flair. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Don't even play. So let's talk about this temperance. What you can do to improve your relationships. Well, first of all, temperance means balancing your own heart space, reconciling things within your heart space, including forgiveness if needed, apologies if needed, stuff like that. Oh, you're calling me to this deck. Okay. So temperance, tell me about temperance. What do you need to do? What can you do to improve your relationships moving forward? Forgiveness is the first thing that comes to mind when I see temperance. Patience. Having patience. Some of y'all need a little patience. Just a little patience. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There you go. Is that Guns N' Roses? I believe it is. You already know this, though. You're saying, you know what? I already know. I'm really focusing forward. My mind is clear. My mind is made up. Okay. And you're saying, don't put the deck down. Okay. How am I supposed to... Don't put the deck down. Okay. Why? I don't know. We'll see in a minute. So some of you have been combative. You know, there may have been some arguments in previous relationships, a lot of tension, a lot of stress, maybe even sexual frustration, whatever. Just tense, resistance. Okay. And this has been over time. Some of you have lacked the courage to apologize for things that were said or done. Some of you are just really impatient. Like nervous tension, stuff like that. Like when is it going to happen? When am I going to meet my person? When's it going to happen? And there's an inner strength that you need to accomplish here. First of all, strength in reverse is a lack of compassion. It's a lack of patience. It's a lack of inner strength and self-control. So some of you need to resolve those issues and like now, okay. Especially if you're combative or you're argumentative, that kind of stuff. You know who you are. I ain't gonna tell you who you are. You know you. You know you better than anybody. All right. So what I'm seeing here is you just need to balance yourself. Some of you, this is some of you are mad at yourself. This is coming through. I got you. Some of you are mad at yourself. Why am I holding on all of the... Okay, because this makes sense. We got the Hanged Man reverse, the Ace of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. Some of you are mad at yourself for behaviors of the past. How do I put this? Some of you are mad at yourself for not loving yourself more. Some of you are mad at someone else for not loving you more. This is all being channeled. Man, this is an energy drain. That I get it. Some of you are angry and upset with the fact that somebody didn't love you, or that you didn't love you and you invested your heart in failed investments. Like you invested your heart space in things you knew were a failed investment, or you found it out later. And that could cause you to lose that confidence and lose that courage and that passion and desire to be in a relationship, to put forth effort in a real relationship, or to even want or desire a connection. Some of you may have played the field and been promiscuous, whatever. I'm not judging you, just saying that's what happens typically when we deal with things that hurt us. We just block. We block things out, and we behave badly sometimes, or we behave in ways that really protect our heart space, okay? But it's you that's angry at yourself for not having patience to wait for the right one. Some of you may have cheated on someone. Some of you may have had they were some toxic elements to something. So I'm just saying. All right. But this is all being removed. This is all you releasing all of this stuff. So just be patient. Be patient with yourself, understanding it above all else. It doesn't matter what you've gone through. Be patient. Don't try and move too fast. Don't let passion lead, especially when you're wanting a Ten of Pentacles situation. You're showing me twice, and you're also showing me big heart space. So it's some of you just needed to raise your standards and put your boundaries up and not allow yourself to be cheated on or used, or allow yourself to do that to someone else, That's not going to be for everybody, but that was for somebody. Patience is key here. Patience, emotional balance within yourself, rectifying and balancing your heart space so that your heart space heals. Some of you may have dealt with a lot of situations that were very abusive or combative or argumentative. Some of you, this is just like personal tension within self that made you behave badly and do some stupid shit, whatever that stupid shit was. I'm not judging you yet again. I'm just reading the energy. Okay? If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If it resonates, pop up that thumb. Give me a thumb. It's free. It takes a second. Give it to me. I like to know if you're resonating. Okay? So we do have just patience for love to, it's like you gotta be ready for love. And a lot of you somebody was fucked over here, or just you've dealt with some things. All right. And some unhealthy things within yourself or with someone else. It's just a matter of, are you willing to open up to love now? You got to be patient for love to come in for you. Apologies where it's necessary, forgiveness where it's necessary, and understanding, understanding, okay? Because some of you may not have loved another person in the way they loved you. Some of them may not have loved you in the way you loved them. There was definitely an imbalance in the love sector. And what universe is basically saying here is just be patient. Okay? Some of you may be waiting for a return. Doesn't look like that return is going to happen. Some of you are waiting for a reconciliation. That reconciliation needs to happen within yourself, not with another person. You need to forgive yourself for whatever happened there and be willing to let that go completely. To let it go completely if you're waiting for a reconciliation and you've been ghosted and all of that stuff. Because that person may or may not return. But usually silence is the answer. Most of the time when people ghost people, they don't have the balls or as a general answer, they don't have the courage or the It's a weakness. They don't have the courage to speak up. They may be afraid to hurt you. They may be afraid to hurt your feelings, and they don't want to face that. So they ghost. Okay? And that leaves you with a whole bunch of doubt, worry. That leaves you feeling like, what the hell did I do wrong? Why am I not good enough? It's not about that at all. Sometimes we have to give forgiveness for ourselves and for the other person, regardless if they ever return. And I think a lot of you are finally getting to the point where you're like, you know what? I don't. Universe is like, get to the point where you forgive the past. You forgive this person for not returning your love. But more than anything, you forgive yourself for holding on and waiting, because the world is out there waiting for you. You understand? It's getting yourself to the point where you don't need this person to return, or a person to return. If there was toxicity, if there was abuse, if there was abandonment, none of that. Okay? It's like, get yourself to the point where you don't want the past back. You don't need them back. Some of you may have had some resentments towards a past person. Letting it go. Understanding opens up your heart space, and that also elevates you to Empress status. Thanks, universe. That allows you to be loving, unconditionally loving, respecting of yourself, respecting of others, honoring yourself first and foremost. Loving yourself is understanding, reclaiming your real true power here, and you come into alignment with you, with Emperor and Empress energy out here. This is your energy. You truly become empowered, and that is the Temperance at the bottom of the deck. Becoming empowered and in alignment with who you truly are authentically. This is big energy, yo. This is masculine and feminine energy within yourself, being balanced and being in alignment with a serious relationship. This is not involving anybody else. This is you. Having that understanding, that loving compassion that says, you know what? Yeah, they hurt me. Or I hurt them. Whatever happened, happened. I allowed it. But it is over now. And I no longer have to attach myself to that anymore, because I know who I am and what I want. And when I know who I am and what I want, I don't need anybody else in my life. And I don't need to hold any grudges towards the past. I don't need to hate anybody. I don't need to begrudge anybody. I don't need to be resentful. I can have what I want without that person. I am an amazing person, and knowing your strengths. It's balancing yourself, coming into alignment with yourself, because I believe it's all about being patient, understanding, and leveling yourself up. Being nurturing, loving, and kind. Okay? And yet being fierce and firm when necessary. Holding your boundaries. Saying, I know I'm a loving person. I know I'm a giving person and a caring person. I don't need to be angry, hateful, or resentful of anybody. I just need to calm down, rebalance myself, and understand that I played a part in that. But I don't have to do that anymore. I don't have to be that person anymore. And it's getting yourself into balance here. A lot of times when we get hurt really badly, if we're cheated on, if we're ghosted, whatever it may be, whatever it may have been, if there's been a lot of toxicity in your connections, people don't value you, that sort of stuff. It's not about them at all. It's about how you feel about yourself, and are you valuing yourself, and are you standing up for yourself, and are you holding strong boundary lines? Are you allowing yourself to overgive? Are you dealing with people who aren't on your level? It's looking at it and addressing it yourself that's going to help you rebalance and heal your heart space. When you come into that Empress energy, it's a I know who I am. I know what I want, and I know that the next person that comes into my life, or the person that I deal with long term, will be Emperor, Empress as well. They will be balanced, they will be in alignment, and there will be a very intense love connection, a soul bond, whatever that may be. You are looking for a strong connection here. And in the future, or in the now moving forward, it's like you know this is what you're trying to do. So the universe is like, I just need you to calm down. Do your understanding here in your emotional space. Take time to reflect and do your understanding and resolve these situations within yourself and forgive yourself and the other persons. When you do that, it's like, you know what? I don't need this person to come back, and I don't need to hate the past, and I don't need to have these resentments. I forgive this person for what they did. I won't forget it. I will remember, because that's a part of my clarity and my discernment package now. That's part of my experience, my hermit energy. I know now, as an empress now, I can still love people unconditionally without them being in my life. And I can move forward into something that's going to be for me this time. And that's amazing, because you're not allowing anything or anyone to hold you back. And a lot of times that devil is us. You know? Temptations, drug addictions, sex addictions, anger, hate, impatience, lack of self-control. Sometimes somebody hurts us so bad we get triggered. Well, it's time. The universe is saying it's time to figure out what that trigger is. Why did it hurt you so much? And why did you drop out of the sky? Or why did you tank on relationships? Why did your confidence go so far down that you got so pissed off or angry or so venomous, or you just got so depressed that you just couldn't, whatever it is for you, the universe is with you working through this, says I'm here to help you in healing this moving forward. This is happening now. Like, this is in the now, happening now. Because you are so firm in your belief of what you want. I ain't budging you. I ain't even gonna try. Not with Emperor energy on it. No, thank you. You got this, okay? You got this. I ain't working. Hey, Pinky. Hey, April. You're absolutely welcome. April says girlfriend is tapped all the way in. Thank you, Feather. You can thank Fred as well. Universe, it kind of helps, you know what I'm saying? Woo, kind of helps a little bit. You're letting it go. You have so much strength within you. And it's like, just your confidence is on the rise here in regards to yourself and relationships. It's like, here you go. Here, you're back again. You're balanced here. You're in alignment here with a soulmate. You're letting things go. You're letting down your guard, knowing that you are soft and gentle and loving and nurturing and firm and strong when necessary. You are both the feminine and the masculine, beauty and the beast. It's taming the beast within yourself and calming and balancing yourself to where you're like, it is going to happen for me. It will happen for me. I can have that relationship that I desire with love. I can have a very reciprocal, deeply loving, emotionally meaningful connection. I can have that, and I can have it for the long term. I can have the money and the family and all of it. It's still possible for me. As long as you're breathing, it's possible. You understand? It's just a matter of how you're thinking about it. So you are in the healing process of this now. I don't feel like your heart has found a home just yet. It's like you're just in the process now of letting down your guard because you've been severely on guard. But you are in the process of healing this now. And as you continue to heal this space and reconcile and forgive, and you don't have to have those people in your life to forgive. You can just simply, namaste, universe. Thank you for all the experiences, and thank you for the knowledge, and thank you for the fucked up times, because now I know that I don't want to deal with those fucked up times no more. I want something real, something serious, something meaningful, something supportive in my life. How about just a support system? How about people that support me? How about a community of people, including a love ship? But it would be great to have a community surrounding me, a family environment that's supportive of me. Because there's a lot of you that may have, oh boy, oh, you just engaged my emotions right there. That's true and correct for some of you. There's some of you, and your energies put these readings together. I just tell the story in a way that can benefit you or that you can resonate with, okay? But your energy is telling me, and that just engaged my emotions pretty heavily. So give me a second, because wow, it hit me pretty strongly here. It's like I hold on a second, let me catch my breath. You're gonna feel this one when I say it. If it's meant for you, you're gonna feel it. There are some of you that have had to be the boss. You've had to be, maybe you are a boss, maybe you're an entrepreneur, maybe you're a father or a mother figure, but what I'm seeing here is there are some of you that have had to take on the role of the parent or the role of the responsible one, the protector, the provider, for so long that you've it doesn't matter if you're male or female, but it's like you've had to protect yourself. You've had to protect your family. You've had to protect your children. You've had to be the strong one in your family, in your community, and it's hard. It's hard to it can be done, and it will be done. You're saying you want it to be done, and you're showing me that you're going to do it. It's hard. You can't. It's just not something that happens overnight. But if you were hurt so badly by people, or in relationship, or by friends or family members, and it's like you weren't allowed to show your emotions. Oh, I'm tapping all the way. I'm so tapped into this. It hurts me. There are some of you that since childhood, or in your family, or in your communities, it's like you can't show emotion. You can't show emotion. You may have gotten ridiculed because you were so emotionally loving, or so sweet, or caring, or empathic. You may have been ridiculed for your gifts or your abilities. You may have just been beaten down to the point where you were taken advantage of so often, or hurt, or used so often, or abused so often by people, or ridiculed, that you got pissed off. You had to get angry. You had to get mad. And then you finally had to just say, you know what? I'm the boss. I'm the protector. It's like your emperor energy, your masculine energy said, you know what? Fuck you, and fuck everybody like you. How about fuck everybody? How about I'm the boss and I am in control? Nobody gets past me. Nobody gets past my defenses. Nobody It's me all the time, me. And this could have been going on for a long time for some of you. And when you are a very loving and nurturing person at heart, like the core of you, that's painful. That's actually really painful. So it's just it's finally finding who you are, and it's not going to be easy. It may take a couple months. It may take some time for you to breathe through this, because you're saying you want something emotionally balanced. You want to be loved by your community, by your friends, by your family. You want to feel your heart space with another person. You may have been you may have had to be the masculine person in your life so that you could protect your family or protect your children or whatever, your space, yourself. This one's hitting home for me, y'all. This one's hitting home for me right here. So I believe there's a few of you that are going to resonate with this pretty heavily. Even in that, there has to be forgiveness. If you were ridiculed and shamed for your gifts or for your beautiful heart space as a child, as a teen, growing up in your life, or being abandoned or abused for so many times because you're such a giving, loving person, it's finally coming to terms with and realizing that, you know what, sometimes we have to forgive those people too. And maybe they didn't know. But more than anything, through it all, you've learned how to protect yourself and have strong boundaries. You've learned that lesson. And it took a while to learn that lesson. But you will never forget that. You will never forget your boundaries, and you will never forget how to provide and protect. But now the universe is saying, not just once, but twice, forgiveness is needed. Not just for yourself, but this could simply be loving yourself and saying, you know what, I had to be strong. I may not have liked it, but I've had to be the strength in my family. Or the strength. Yeah, I'm going to cry. I don't want to cry, but that's real. That's real there. You mean, you may have had to, from an early age, work to help provide for the family. Or you may have had to protect yourself and guard yourself from negative entities or negative people. But it's a toxic pattern. It is an unhealthy pattern when you are always masculine all the time. And it's just always protection, always guarded, always on defense, always, always, always. It's time to soften up. And a lot of times this is forgiveness of self and forgiveness of the past. It's forgiveness of the past here. Whomever was involved in, do not forget that you will always know how to protect yourself and provide. Okay? But the universe is saying it's time to come down off of this high horse or this intense protection mode. It's time to flow into more balanced you and to remember who you truly are at the core. Okay? And it's like, it may take you some time to get used to sometimes we forget how to love. We don't forget how to love, but we can forget how to be loving because we've had to be so rough, so tough, so always on the go, always got to make the money, always got to protect, always got to provide. The universe is saying it's time to reconnect with your heart space, and you can be both nurturing, loving, and firm and fierce when needed. And that is what's happening here, moving into the future. And it's like happening now, but it's something that you will never forget. So it does require a lot of forgiveness. Okay. So I don't know if I don't think that you're ready yet to just move quickly in love, but sometimes we just got to remember to not hate. I just really get an energy of, maybe you hated having to be the boss. Maybe you hated having to be the provider. Maybe you're resentful because you had to protect yourself from those that you loved the most. And that sucks. That sucks. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Kay. This was a heavy one, but I got it. So no, this is all about loving self right now. And coming to terms with and forgiving yourself for having to be so strong. And for those that made you or put you in that position. It's okay to be who you are now. It's okay to come down off of that place that you've been. It's okay. You will never forget how to do it. It's just blending both sides. It's bringing out the best parts of yourself on both accounts. And a lot of that has to do with forgiving the past and apologizing for anything that you've done. And you may not have anybody to do this for or with. You can simply sit down and do this within yourself. Pinky says, Calm Down by Rima. Thank you. That's a song some of y'all may want to listen to. But you can just sit down within yourself, by yourself, for yourself, and talk to the universe here. And let the universe know that you recognize that you were put in a position where you had to be strong. You had no other choice. And that may have affected your relationships. That may have affected the kind of relationships that you attracted to you. May have caused a lot of butting of heads and conflicts, energy conflicts. And it's just like, you know what? It's okay. I give you permission. The universe says, I give you permission to be who you really are. And you can be both fierce and loving. And this is big. And it's like, all right, we know you're a lion. We know you got this shit. You're an emperor. You can handle anything. And boy, let me tell you, you can go after it. Okay? But it's time to unblock that heart space and stop being so protective and so guarded and to start letting love in now. It's time to start reciprocating love. Some of you may have been able to give it and not receive it. That's what caused that's exactly what it said. You were able to give it, not receive it. Because you had to protect yourself, because the people closest to you may have been the ones that hurt you the most, right? Well, you're a different person now. Some of you may have been abandoned. Some of you may have been ghosted. Some of you may have been left out in the cold. And by the people that loved you the most, you're a different person now. Okay? You're no longer going to be attracting 5 pentacles. That's lack mentality. You're going to be attracting Four of Wands, stability in life, and being able to actually enjoy a balanced life moving forward, a strong relationship, stronger relationships, balanced relationships, and not only that, but a life that you can enjoy, things that you can celebrate. You no longer have to live in lack. We're not going back there. You understand? So it's a lot of times we get in this fierce protective mode because we're so used to the lack. We're so used to being hurt, abandoned, neglected, that we have to do it ourselves. We got to do it ourselves. It's all us. Get out of my way. I'm guarded. I'm protected. I got to do it. I got to have it done. It's finally saying, you know what? God's grace, universe's grace, Fred's grace will be done. What I desire, I can have. I just need to calm down. I don't have to be on alert 5, high alert anymore, because the universe is working for me. It's okay. It's okay to love myself, and it's okay to forgive myself for having to be this way, or for those people that put me in this position to be this way. And that's a big deal. It really is. And that's what kept you returning to toxic situations or unhealthy situations that continually kept you feeling lack, because you were on high alert. You were constantly attracting shit from that devil energy, because you were the devil. You were always on alert, always protective. It was a pattern for most of you. We don't know. You know? There's the Lover's card, right? Always being put as third party, not being chosen. Well, now you have the choice, okay? And we have Four of Wands, the Lovers, and the Ten of Cups. Okay? It's, you're telling me this one? Okay. So some of you, it was third-party energies. You kept attracting third-party energies, people that didn't reciprocate. It just, there was imbalances in your connections because you had to be so in control. It's like you always got to be in control. You've always got to keep control, stay in control so that you're not hurt. Well, you're finally realizing that even as an empress, male or female, even softening up and being loving and nurturing and opening up that heart space, it starts with forgiveness of self and then others. And that's going all the way back to childhood, okay? And when this is balanced and you finally let down, you're aware of it and you let it go, you're not going to move quickly in connections because you still have your emperor. You still have boundaries. But what you move towards is exactly what you're wanting and so much more. And I don't normally do relationship readings like this, y'all. But this is it. Once you break free from that lack mentality and you realize that all that control you've been trying to keep, or that strength that you've had to have, it's kept you safe, but now it's okay to come down, to calm down, to balance your heart space, and to allow yourself to receive love. It's time to receive love. Four of Wands, the Lovers, and the 10 Cups. It's your choice to choose love. It's your decision moving forward. So, it's all about forgiveness and tempering and healing your heart space so that you can actually receive love in. Because you're saying you want reciprocated love. Since childhood, since birth, since as long back as you can remember, you've wanted love. Well, you haven't gotten that. A lot of you gotten a lot less than what you desired. Let's just say that. And you've had to protect yourself. So now that you know how to protect yourself, it's time to open back up to love. Love doesn't hurt. Love should never hurt. Love is warm, welcoming, inviting. It is supportive. It is loving. It is cherishing. It is treasuring. It's amazing. And you know this because you give it. But it's time to actually receive it on the level in which you want and desire. But I believe it's going to be better than you expected. Them's the words, them's the messages. I hope you enjoyed the show today. I hope this resonated for you and that you got something from it. Be patient. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with other people. Forgive yourself or forgive others that made you or put you in those positions to protect yourself. But it is time. You know what I mean? It's time. And thank you so much for y'all participating in the chat and sharing your experiences. That's a big deal. Not just for you, for me, and for other people that will be seeing it, because we all learn from each other, right? We learn and grow from each other. That's the way this goes. It should. And this has been one of the most beautiful readings I think I've done in a long time. I don't even want to touch it yet. I just want the studio to be infused with this energy for a while. So I'm going to let it sit here for a while I go take a break. And if you're dealing with a Cancer or you are a Cancer, I will be back shortly within a few minutes to do the Cancer deep dive. I do have to say I'm over time here, but I don't care at this point because there's an energy that's coming off of this that really resonates within me. And I'm going to have to say that there's an experience that I had where I was, without giving too much information, there was a situation that happened 10 years ago almost that's in my life, and I was forced to come from the meek, weak, not, in the shadow, as I like to keep my head down, person to you're out front. You've got to be the one taking the lead here. I did not like it at all. I didn't like having to be in front of an audience or the cameras. I didn't like having to be the person that was forced out front to do the speaking or any of that. And it was a very negative situation. Okay, let's just put it that way. But because of that situation, it taught me how to be fierce. It taught me how to be strong. It taught me how to be brave when I didn't want to be. I absolutely did not want to be. This resonates for me, and I don't have Gemini, but in like one placement, I think my Lilith, something like that. But it's resonated for me and I understand it because I did not want to have to be that way. I did not want to have to do those things. I did not want to have to be that person. And in all actuality, because of all of that, here I am today, out in front of the world, if they want to watch, doing what I do, which is not really, it's frowned upon by a lot of people, what I do for a living, right? Especially in my community, not a whole bunch of support from my community, not even from my family, but I don't care. Because it's what I was chosen to do. I was chosen to do this. I didn't ask for these gifts. I didn't ask to open up to these gifts. I didn't ask to do this. I asked the universe to provide for me a way to provide for my children so that I could be there to support them, so that I could be a part of their life every day. This is the channel in which it opened up into. This is what I was chosen and guided to do. I didn't ask for this whole Fred connection thing, okay? But I've had it pretty much my whole life. I was scared of it for many, many years. I didn't want to address it. I didn't want to look at it. Didn't want to hear it. Didn't want to think about it. Didn't want to see people or things that are no longer here on the earth plane physically. I didn't want to deal with any of that. It was too scary for me. But this one situation changed my whole life. And I didn't like it. But looking back on it now, I am the person I am now because that situation happened. Did I like the situation? No. Was it a very hard situation to deal with? Yes. But when we go through those hard situations, we have no other choice but to succeed, right? You either succeed or you fail. And I wasn't about to fail. Not in that situation. There was too much involved. And I had to be the leader. I had to take control in that situation. And I feel a lot of you have had similar situations, even though I'm not telling you the whole story. I had no other choice but to be the leader in that situation. No one else would do it. And it was a time that absolutely called for it. And my inner strength came out in such force, and it took over, and it's been taking over ever since. And it's like, finally, you can breathe again. The worst is behind you. And you can finally forgive the situation or the person or the place or the thing and take a deep breath. And when you take that big, huge, deep breath and you forgive that situation for whatever the fuck it was, or how many people were involved or whatever, when you exhale into strength. It takes a lot of courage to overcome adversity. Whatever you may think, challenges and adversity in anything. And even if it's your own addictions, your own limiting beliefs or fears, it takes courage. And the only thing that can overcome a devil is the strength card. That's your inner strength, your courage, your compassion for yourself and others. And that's what you're doing here. And that situation for me was a fucked up situation, let me tell you. And I am so glad that is so far, it's behind me now. But my life changed in that moment. And at the time, and because of the situation sucked. Absolutely, without a doubt. But because of that, I am who I am now. And I'm grateful for that because I know how to stand up for others and for myself, in which I never did before. So here I am now on a path that I don't understand most days, but if there is something someone can learn from what I do, this is one of those moments. It's like, I get it. I get it. No matter what you had to do, no matter what obstacle you had to overcome, you did it. You did it. You have the courage to overcome it. And stand up for yourself. Rise up, stand up. I think in the beginning of this reading, I said something about it's like you just sit up straight, you stand up. And this is standing up. So some of you may not have ever had the courage to stand up against someone or something or for yourself. And this is a big message because it resonates throughout your whole entire being. And it prepares you to receive love on a level in which I don't even think most of you can comprehend until it happens. And And I love that because Gemini, it's time for your 10 of Cups. It's time for a true love, balanced, everything you ever wanted kind of situation. You're saying it here. It's time for Gemini to come into balance. And when you do, you get what it is you're asking for. And that's awesome. So you stay focused. And remember to be patient. To take your time with yourself and to understand that you did what you had to do for your best and highest good. Overcoming adversity, overcoming devil energy, and it doesn't matter what it is for you or who it is for you. When the strength comes out here in the upright, that's a very, very, very big sign that you've done what you needed to do for your best and highest. Okay? So it's time to calm down now. To be at peace with your past and with those devils that you've had to deal with. Yeah? So when you have this final release and this final forgiveness and this final sigh, you will have that peace and that courage and that strength and that balance, and you will have the patience. However long this takes, some of you may have already done it. Some of you may take you a couple months. But you'll know in that moment when you do. You'll know the feeling. You'll know what I'm talking about. That final sigh of relief. Like, oh, thank you, universe. It's coming. And I'm very proud of you for whomever, whatever. Okay? Until next time, like, share, subscribe, join the tribe. And thank you so much for being a part of my Loyal Royal membership on this channel, for your donations of love, for requesting readings from me, and definitely coming and hanging out and spending your time with me and let me enjoy your energy while I'm giving these readings, because they are your readings. And if you would like to see more readings and for them to resonate better, subscribe, like, and subscribe. And Jimmy Z is going to pop in here right as I'm exiting. So y'all have a great and wonderful day. This was a great reading. This was a great reading. So I'm very proud of you. Until next time, namaste.